let's dig a little bit deeper into some of these players the Jets drafted and get some information. So let's start out. 6th overall pick, Jamal Adams, safety out of LSU. Many considered him the best player in the NFL draft, and I got a case of deja vu with this. Leonard Williams a couple of years ago falling to the Jets. A lot of people didn't think it would have been possible. Yet again, it's possible here. The Jets are the benefactor of quarterbacks going early in the draft. Jamal Adams falls right into their lap. And this is a guy, not only on the field is he going to help, this is a plug-and-play guy who's going to be here if all things go right for the next decade. I think off the field, the culture changing that needs to happen here with the Jets is specifically for Todd Bowles and Mike McCagnon. You need to bring in guys who are leaders, vocal guys who can change the culture of the locker room. He won't be able to do it by himself, and Rome wasn't built in a day, but I think Jamal Adams can do that for the New York Jets. So let's go over to the second round. Marcus May, safety out of Florida. For the first time in Jets history, with the first two picks, with their first two picks in the draft, they took two safeties. That's the first time in Jets history. And Marcus May is another guy, versatile guy. Jamal can play free and strong. Also, Marcus can play free and strong, so that's another huge addition. I wanted to get to this little statistic I saw in my notes and quotes here. Marcus May was credited with a pass breakup or interception on more than 21% of his targets as a starter. That means this guy is always around the ball, and for a team collectively last season only got 8 interceptions as a team, that's going to be a huge help next season. Let's go over to the third round. Darius Stewart, wide receiver out of Alabama. While he isn't a name like a Julio Jones, this is a guy who can bring a vertical passing element to the New York Jets offense. Devin Smith was supposed to be that guy, second round pick 2 years ago. It didn't pan out. He ended up getting cut this offseason. He tore his ACL. He's out. He's on injured reserve. They just lost Brisley Esteem. That just happened this week. He's now out for the season. While he was an undrafted free agent who was supposed to help out in the slot, he brought a vertical passing presence to the Jets as well. But this is a guy who I think projects to be a guy that can have sticky hands. He also has kick return ability, and that's something the Jets are going to need. Let's go over to the fourth round, and the Jets brought in another wide receiver, Chad Hansen. While in the first 2 rounds, the Jets double-dipped at the safety position, this time they double-dip at the wide receiver position. And let's get these stats out there. He ranked 3rd in the FBS with 9.2 receptions a game, 4th with nearly 125 yards per contest, and he scored 11 touchdowns while missing 2 games. This guy's been impressive, chain mover, a good guy, yards after catch, and again, the Jets have one of the deepest wide receiver groups in the NFL, and this only adds to it with the 2 drafted wide receivers in this class, and Hansen and Darius Stewart. Let's go over to the 5th round. The Jets continue to add to the offense, but finally they address the tight end position. Jordan Leggett in the 5th round, a great value pick. He was projected to go somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd round. Very deep tight end class, one of the deepest in the last decade. And the thing about him is he's a size, weight, speed guy, 6'5", 250, runs a nice 40 time. But he had the nickname Lazy Leggett in college. There's some concerns there. He self-admitted that he doesn't put it all out there every play. That's a concern. Todd Bowles, Mike McCagnon, and some of the guys they drafted early in the draft, like Jamal Adams, Marcus May, those guys are high-character guys, always giving effort. So it was interesting they took a risk on talent here. So the Jets are going to have to rely upon that going into the draft. Another guy they got in the 5th round, Dylan Donahue, a defensive lineman. He's going to convert to an outside linebacker in the Jets' 3-4 scheme. And this is a guy I really like. I wrote a couple pieces about him on EliteSportsNewYork.com. Relentless motor. I see the whole Clay Matthews thing with the hair, and he's got a relationship with Kevin Green. That's somebody he idolized growing up. And, you know, this is a guy, Gulf South Defensive Player of the Year, 13.5 sacks last year. He's a guy who can get to the quarterback, and I think he's a dark horse in his outside linebacker role where Jordan Jenkins, Lorenzo Bolden, some of these guys haven't stepped up how we thought they would have, and I'm not saying they're bust by any means, but this is a guy who could get a starting role. But let's bang through the rest of the 6th-round pick. The Jets finally addressed the cornerback position. Derek Jones, cornerback out of Mississippi. He has explosive leaping ability. He boasted monster numbers. He had 41 inches on the vertical. Broad jump was 11 foot. 8 inches at his pro day. This is a guy who the Jets are investing in and hoping that he can make the difference there. Also, throw Elijah McGuire, running back out of Lafayette. This is a guy who I've heard is the best receiving, one of the better receiving running backs coming out of this class. That can help the Jets in the backfield. John Morton said at the OTAs that they're going to look to do a running back by committee. Also, Jeremy Clark, cornerback out of Michigan. This is a guy who tore his ACL. He's a size, weight, speed guy. They're going to hope he can convert and be a project for this team. Overall, in the Jets draft, the real theme here was value, and they seem to get that in every round. This is the edition of Meet the Jets. And right after the draft, we have the kind of a month after to simmer here. The Jets OTAs are going to continue to read all the greatest and the latest on the Jets. EliteSportsNewYork.com. Just go over to the Jets tab. You can see more of my work there. And also, again, Boy Green. Follow me on Twitter at BoyGreen25. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back very soon.